Well, good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the local pundit. It is time to get ready for the last game day build-up before the international break. Today, obviously, we have our old friend Birmingham. It is up and running, and let's see how we can go today. Bring in Paddy straight away.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, Paddy?
Good. Full house. We're all here to watch the game in a party mode.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see how we go now. Interesting one today, Paddy. Game teams today. What have we got today? Something interesting.
What we have today is special support by the club, and I'm going to bring up the X first. So yes, here we go. Wrexham AFC. In the UK, 1 in 4 people will have suicidal thoughts at some point in their lifetime. You are not alone. Reach out to your support team. We're proud to be supporting At the Samaritans ahead of World Mental Health Day alongside other EFL Championship clubs. So all the clubs are reaching out and helping the Samaritans. So this is what has been posted by Wrexham. They're starting our 11 are support your friends, family, partner, colleagues, neighbours, community, Samaritans, doctors, support groups, counsellors and coaches. If you need help, do reach out, which obviously is a great cause for them to be involved in. And it does actually mean that they haven't posted the team list yet. So it's slightly late.
They're just coming in now, Paddy.
Okay, yeah. I'll just finish this off. And here at the bottom, it says, if you're in urgent need of help, obviously call 999 or 111 in Europe. If you need someone to listen to, the Samaritans are free 24/7. And that's in the UK, 116 123. So obviously, guys, if anybody out there does need help, do reach out. Birmingham are also supporting this. They have also released a similar graphic for their support starting at 11. And I'm assuming all teams will be doing it across this weekend. So the teams were delayed just a little bit, but as Ken has noticed, they have now been brought up. So I have not seen them, and it will be interesting to see the lineup tonight. Have you got them there, Ken? Or
I'll try and get it across, Paddy. It'll take me a second. It might actually. Let me just. Here we go.
Okay, yeah. So it has been released.
Yeah.
I could share my screen now if that's easier.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It doesn't look. See if I can. Doesn't. Is that better? I think it's probably better if you bring it up, Paddy. I've just sort of.
Okay. Well, I can see it now. So if you want to start talking about it, I'll get the graphic up on screen in 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, yeah, we have obviously the team has been released for Wrexham. I'll let Paddy bring up the actual graphic, but yeah, we have obviously AO Callum Doyle starting tonight. Interestingly enough, with Hyam and Cleworth, so coming in ahead of Brunt. Interestingly enough, Kabore, Dobson, Sheaf, Longman, O'Brien, Windass, and more. So Windass definitely starting with that bruised ankle, and Doyle in for Lewis Brunt, which is interesting. And also Scar has made the bench ahead of Yeah, so Scar has made the bench again. So Burton, Scar, Brunt, Barnett, McLean, Matty James, Thomason, Smith, and Broadhead. So pretty much all he's done is he's swapped out Doyle and Brunt, and that's it. That's the only change from the last game.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely a curious one. Why isn't this working for me?
Yes.
I had it.
So we'll get that up for everybody to see in a second. Callum Doyle's back. And
that's interesting. I'm happy that he's kept it very similar to what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone mentioning there, no Hardy once again, and obviously weird not to see Cody at all. So it is.
I am really curious on Hardy. I am wondering if he's got some form of knock, because I would expect him to rotate a bit on the bench. So it's interesting that he hasn't got a shot.
Yep, I agree 100% there, Paddy, and I'm going hunting for you now as well.
I got it. Fine.
You got the Wrexham team? There we go.
Okay. So in the substitutes then, you mentioned Scar is in, Brunt, obviously, because he's been swapped. Barney's in, and McLean, James, Thomason, Smith, Broadhead. Yeah, there's nothing of note really changed at all about this, is there?
No, there's nothing there that's surprising, like in terms of the team lineup. Interesting thing, I wouldn't have been surprised to see Windass with his ankle get the
substitute or even the match off if needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it didn't happen. And then I guess I'm happy with the lineup because I think the lineup's been going great. It is the last game before the international break. So what doesn't surprise me is that he has played everybody thinking that they can get time off. Although when I saw, even though I do know how quickly that swelling comes down with that ankle injury for Windass, I do know how tender that ankle will be.
Yeah. You are aware that the image that was released after the match last week was actually from the previous match.
I did not know that.
Okay, yeah, it came out shortly afterwards that it wasn't actually during this match, but he did get stamped on his ankle. So we don't know how much pain he was in or whatever from having it tender, but that means that image has healed and he has played on it since.
Now, me being me, Paddy, a very competitive defender for the opposition, seeing that would make sure that I had given that a real good test out through a game. Yeah, because you can do that. It's like, and if the players like they always say, don't show any sign of weakness. So I would not have liked to have been.
Well, do you know what's nice about tonight's match? No excuses. No excuses for the match tonight. This is pretty much our solid team from the last couple of matches. Yes, Kakachi is out, but that's pretty much it. He's the only one that we don't really have available that we might like. So you can hardly complain about one player not being available. So we have a very strong lineup tonight. We've been playing well. Will be really interesting. Birmingham haven't been playing too well, but they've still been getting okay results. So it'll be a tester. And I've said before, and I still believe it, I think our Wrexham team this season is a lot closer to Birmingham's team than we were last season.
Yeah,
we have closed the gap since last year, because obviously we had the big recruitment in the summer. Birmingham obviously did recruit players as well, but compared to who they had already, I don't think it made as big a jump. So I think the gap between last year and then our gap this year has reduced.
Massively so, Paddy. Yeah, Brum form not good, but they'll want to bounce back. And Webby, one of their resident Blues fans, has said, not with that lineup, Hugh. He doesn't think they're going to bounce back tonight.
Okay, I have their lineup if we want to bring it up.
Let's bring it up.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Beadle, Tomoki, Clara, Robinson, Cochrane, Leonard, Bake, Roberts, Stansfield, Gray, and Dykes.
So Stansfield has made the team again.
He has made, yeah.
Worried about him with injuries. Tomoki, I'm interested that he's starting.
Yeah, Cashin got benched. There was a lot of talk about cashing in or cashing out. and he's out for this match. He's not been playing well.
I'm not. Oh, Steve Martin. Maybe I'm looking serious. Look, literally, Steve, I have just woken up. It is just before 4 a.m. for me. I'm not sad. I'm literally getting into the run of it here. I'm getting excited for today. Maybe I'm looking a bit serious. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so game will come probably onto iFollow in a minute, Josh. It normally comes up a bit later. But it could be,
no, should be there by now.
Should be there by now.
I'm going to pull it up and see if I have it.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm in a different zone, but let's just see for a second.
That's right. And I will let everybody know that today, I mean, obviously I follow, but we also have it in Australia on BN Sports today. It is being telecast on BN Sports. So that's where I'll be watching it today. That coverage is normally very good. Yeah, Lexi, I'm not that tired. Well, I'm not tired. I'm just waking up. So normally I'm good to go straight away. Yeah, so yeah, he's playing Tomaki at right back. Yeah, interesting, Webby. How do you like this one lineup for you guys tonight, Webby? It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on it. So yeah, interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Morning, Josh. Good to see you. It is afternoon, I think, it'll be afternoon in the great old US of A. Good on them and everybody up and running. I'm checking my world clock here as we get into it.
Okay, I don't have it on iFollow either. I'm on voice only.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it's a Friday night, it's obviously been sold into all the different regions. Now I do have it on my other service, so it's still available to me.
It might be
but not on iFollow tonight.
And he switched keepers to Webby. Yes. Well, interesting, guys. Anyone in the US, just let us know if it's on Paramount, please. Just so you can let everybody over there know where they can watch it. Welsh one. Any reason why Brunt was dropped? What do you think, Paddy, on that? And sorry, and Steve, thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Sorry, Paddy.
I think he needs to test him, and I really was one of the ones that I do believe the goal was Brunt's fault. He stepped out. He's a good player. He has a lot of positives, but personally, I think he is always up for an occasional big mistake. Now, he is like last defense, so when they do make big mistakes, it can lead to a goal. So not necessarily the end of the world, but he needs to test if we have a replacement for Brunt. And I think after last week, it's not a bad time to do it.
Okay, so I guess you would say Doyle's probably the number one choice there when he came in.
Yeah, and in the long term, I think the expectation has to be that Doyle can get into the team. He had a chance. He wasn't great. Brunt got in. He's showed his level, which I think is okay, but doesn't have an amazingly high ceiling, maybe, at least not yet. Maybe he'll improve over the season. But Doyle, I think, has to have a much higher ceiling. If not, we've made a big mistake by buying him.
Yeah.
So I think it's about time that he gets another opportunity. And if he messes up tonight, so be it. We needed to figure it out, and then Brunt will be back in. But if he steps up to the mark tonight, shows how good he is, and there were signs that he was good when he first started. So hopefully he can step up to it tonight and show how good he is, and maybe take the spot back. But if not, then we take Brunt. I have no issues with Brunt being in the team, at least until January, and we can figure it out then.
I like the way Brunt brings it forward. I also like with Brunt with the ball at his feet. I think is really quite good. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not unhappy with Doyle either. Like I'd take either player on. I hope he's just not. I just hope that Brunt isn't being punished for a mistake. Because I thought it was
Well, I suppose you can call it being punished, but at the end of the day,
Paddy, you did it. Oh, you did it. You took it down. I see Webby's comment. While it was up, I was going to put Webby's comment.
Do you know, I didn't even see that comment.
That's funny, Webby. I wasn't taking it down. I was leaving it up and putting your comment up. But Paddy put Paddy obviously likes you very much because he did it without even thinking about it.
It will. Do you know what? With that lineup, it will be really interesting to see, because I personally don't give a lot of credence to the fact that their manager might be on sack watch. I don't think they'll pull it so soon this year. Once bitten, twice shy type thing. I think they'll give him longer, but it would certainly put more pressure on him if he goes into this international break after having to swap up his team today, not knowing his best 11, swapping out the keeper, swapping out a defender, and losing to us. So if they lose to us and don't look good, especially, if it's a near loss, okay. But if they don't look great tonight going into the international break, not knowing who his best team is, not looking great, there'll be questions asked, and there'll be a lot of pressure on him from then on. But I don't necessarily believe the rumors, because obviously they came out about us too. They just swapped from us. They're not talking about Parky right now because the last couple of matches we looked good and did okay. So now they've moved on to another target for their kicks, is my opinion on it. But stranger things have happened. And there isn't that many managers actually who potentially are on sack watch for this international break, surprisingly. So,
No, it seemed to have gone a little bit quiet on that. Everything's still there. And look, I don't think anybody should be sacked in fairness at the moment. But I also, we know how the media loves to beat things up, and we'll see how that goes. And obviously, I don't think either of ours. I think it's just people trying to make a story out of something. I don't think either of our managers are in trouble.
No, not yet. Certainly, he needs a bit more time. I think personally.
I'm looking forward to watching Clara v Moore tonight. Clara's a very good defender, and just so everybody knows that. Basically, Paddy still has to get his tips in, but he has got time. It's not kickoff.
Yeah, I do. Do you know what? I'll give you my Birmingham one right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go big on this one. Go on.
Before you do that, Paddy, in shock news, John has tipped Wrexham to win 2-1.
Ooh, we better win now.
Yeah. Okay, well, hit us with your shock, Paddy. Come on. Give us it. What are you saying?
3-1.
And that's good. I like it.
Do you know what? Look, that's a heart overhead. I will admit straight up, it is heart overhead. But it's partly based on we step up for the big games. And we haven't had a big home win yet. The crowd will be up for this, even though it's raining. They're going to be all over this one. It's going to be a fun one. And anything can happen tonight. Win, loss, or draw. All of them are very, very possible. So I'm just hoping it's a fun game, at the very least.
I love this. VizX, as a Blues fan, I reckon 4 or 4-0 to you. I don't get the 4.
Or 4-0. Yeah, I don't get that bit, but
no. But anyway, I'll take the 4-0. Wow,
4-0 will be massive.
Webby, even more of a shock. I picked Wrexham City. I tell you what, are they trying to set us up for failure here, Paddy?
Maybe. Look, it's interesting. It's very interesting how nervous a lot of the Blues podcasts are. I've been watching quite a few of them this week, and there's a lot of them out there. So I'm really interested. They're all very, very nervous. They were very nervous about what the lineup was going to be tonight. And I like that there's a lot of changes. It can completely mess things up if they're not settled. So
at least VizX is back in their team 3-4. So at least one of you Blues fans is back in your own team. Come on.
Now, just while we're at it, guys, Blues fans especially, win, lose, or draw, I want to see you on Extra Time, because I know with only 1,000 tickets, a lot of you did not get tickets to the match. So if you're sitting at home watching this, There's no excuse not to come on extra time. And I don't mind if you hammer us tonight and want to come on and do a little bit of celebrating, as long as you're nice about it. I'll happily take it, and we can have a nice old chat. So definitely, I want to see some Blues fans in the extra time after this.
Steve Barton, I'm not a Blues fan, and I did tip Wrexham 3-1. So yeah, but it's short. We've got a lot of Blues fans. Welcome, guys. Good to see you in here. Happy with our team.
I'm a very bad winner.
and I love this. Lexi's willing. Geez, Paddy. Sorry. Geez, Paddy, you have us losing already. I think that's funny. Yeah, we're not.
No, I don't.
Come on.
I said 3-0, 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I'm not the most gracious loser either. But I would like to speak to some opposing teams in the extra time. I'm totally up for it, whether we win or lose. And tonight's the perfect night because we do have some Blues fans that keep an eye on us as well here in Wrexham, and we don't mind that. So
everybody's into me. We'll be saying I'm not very convincing in my prediction of it. Now, in relation to the weather, they're saying like a bit of wind and it's drizzly rain, so that may affect the openness of the game or how well it's played. But it also may cause some mistakes. So
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch this game. And I mean, look, actually, and I think the crowd is going to be bang up for it, because they know they've got 2 weeks with no football. It's going to be absolutely packed,
and the Wrexham owners are supposed to be here as well tonight. So
owners, and I think there's a fair few Birmingham bigwigs going to be
turning. The Birmingham owners, yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
Okay,
because they stayed from the midweek match, so they should be here tonight. So that'll be interesting.
Well, if we do win tonight, which I think and I hope we will, would mean that we would jump Birmingham on the table.
Yes, it would, which will be fantastic.
Yeah, it would be good. Speaking to John yesterday, he said he's not really worried about the table at this time in the season, and I understand that. But I'll take a little win when we can get it, if we can do it.
Well, in fairness, I took a little win when we moved above them on the table last week, and the match wasn't even over. So I'll take the positives where I can get them, even if it's for 10 minutes.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? I mean, we were there and then we weren't. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, they were lucky to get out of jail against that Sheffield Wednesday game. They got the point, but they got it, and it's history now. But not playing great. I did notice that one of the players I hoped we would recruit in the off-season, Fujimoto, hasn't even made the bench for them. So, maybe they could just give him to us if they're not going to play.
Do you know what? I would not be surprised in January if we figured out we wanted him and did some deal with Birmingham.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, no, big weekend. Obviously, guys, going to be very interesting getting that interesting. Yeah, Aaron saying interesting lineup for Brum too. So, Aaron is at work. Excuse me, Aaron's at work on a photo. Yeah. Sean Fujimoto. Is that how you guys are feeling about him? I love him. I thought he was Kanye Fujimoto. When I did my research on him, I was very happy with him. I would have loved to have him in our squad. But he's a Lewis O'Brien type player for any of you that hadn't seen any of the lead up transfer news.
Go for Steve.
Steve Barton, thanks very much, buddy. Another 5 memberships. If you get a membership, people, don't forget to thank Steve, because I'm noticing that even Sean's got a membership in our thing there, so that's great. So yeah, but anyway, you were going to say, Paddy?
Yeah. So on Fujimoto, what was interesting about that is there was a lot of talk that he had an injury with his knee. I believe, I'm pretty sure it was his knee when it was the summer, and I had been saying that it's very possible, or I believe we should potentially take a flyer on someone like Fujimoto who might be injured and might be out for a couple of months, if we could get him at a reasonable price. So we were kind of very big on Fujimoto, and he has been available. He's been on the bench and stuff. So I guess the knee injury wasn't that big a deal, and they got the deal over the line and took him. but whatever reason, it's not working out. So,
Paddy,
maybe we'll do some deal in January.
What would we know about Birmingham? Let's get in an expert. He can give us his thoughts.
Hello.
Evening all.
Good evening.
Hey, buddy.
So
how you feeling? What do you
tell us all about that lineup?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I haven't got a clue. It's brave, but yeah, I was kind of half concerned he would do this a little bit. I didn't see Beadle starting. I didn't see that coming, if I'm honest. I did see you could see Iwata starting at right back because purely we don't have anyone else fit, and he moved Iwata to right back against Sheffield Wednesday when he moved it around. But the two surprise ones is he's not starting Doyle, and he's got Dyke starting, which I'm quite surprised about.
Yeah, sorry, I just covered your face up there. I tried to swap us, but I can't. From Dan Moore there, $10. Thank you for the super chat. Paddy, I watched a lot of the Blues pods this week, and while they weren't expressing love for us, they were generally respectful and said that we have established ourselves as a legit championship side. That was generally the take from all of them, and they were somewhat worried about what team will be played this week.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dan. Really appreciate it.
Go on, Dan.
So
I'm going to say injuries is kind of the main reason for a lot of the swap arounds, but I'm not going to lie, it does scream a manager panicking, making another 5 changes to a starting lineup, trying to scrabble for some sort of result, to be honest.
Does it look like a 4-2-3-1 that you've been playing so far?
Oh yeah. He won't.
Yeah,
he won't deviate away from his formation, his style, and we will still try and be a possession based. So everything will be the same. It's just the parts will sort of change in the system. But I won't lie, the midfield worries me. Leonard and Paik are not a robust midfield, so I think you will win the midfield battle against those two. Our only hope is that Gray and Roberts can supply Stansfield and Dykes with some chances.
Has Beadle played at all this season?
Nope. Apart from Carabao Cup, this is his first league game.
Did he play well in the Carabao?
Nope.
Okay. So very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument. Allsop has there was 2 goals which you would say a goalkeeper of Allsop's quality should save in recent games. So he has made a few errors. So I'm not surprised Beadle's got a chance. I'm just surprised it's come away at Wrexham. I kind of thought, well, if you're going to bring him in, you'd bring him in a home game. Maybe you try and make it a bit easier, but it's a baptism of fire, isn't it? Really, bringing a young goalkeeper. I know he's played Championship for the last 2 seasons, so he's proven he's good enough at this level. But it's a big call.
Well, I would say though that if he's considering swapping keeper, he needs to know, and he needs to kind of know now before the break, so that he can do whatever training he can get done and whatever potential changes for the future. So if he completely messes up tonight, then maybe he's out for good and back on the bench, and it's Allsop all the way. But if he actually gives him cause to consider putting him in as a number 1 keeper consistently, then I guess he needs to know that before the international break, maybe.
Okay. Sean, John, I'll let you have comments on Sean's comment here. Brighton have done us over with the loans.
It's hard to disagree because Beadle and Cashin, to be brutally honest, are just nowhere near better than what we've already got. So the loan deals, you would say, on the face of it so far, have been a waste of money.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of love for Cashin this week on the different podcasts.
Oh no! Well, the last 3 goals we've conceded were all his fault. So he has been utterly shocking, to the point where I don't see how he gets back in. And if anything, I would not be surprised to see him slung back at Brighton in January. To be honest, he's just been useless since he walked through the door.
Yep. And Doyle not starting?
That's a shocker. I'm not going to lie. That's an absolute shocker. He was the best player on the pitch against Sheffield Wednesday midweek. Got took off after 60 minutes. The entire stadium booed the decision. And yet again, we play Leonard, who I like Leonard, but Leonard is like 4th, 5th choice. And I don't understand what planet you can live on and say, do you know what? Mark Leonard has deserved to start in a championship game away from home at Wrexham over Tommy Doyle, who spent the last 2 seasons playing Premier League football and has over 50 Premier League appearances. Doesn't make sense.
I'm nervous we're setting ourselves up for failure tonight. We're saying all this stuff about how you guys are
Look, let's be honest about it. Anything can happen tonight. It really can. But like I said, we tend to step up for the big matches in general. Now, last year there was such a gap between us. I don't take too much from it, except for a bit of solace that we took the draw at home, and we improved a lot through the season. And you could see the difference between the 2 matches: the early match away, where you handled us nicely, and then the draw at home, where you dominated, fair enough, but we held out to keep the point. And I mentioned this earlier with Ken before you were here. Do you agree with my assessment that this season Wrexham has closed the gap between us compared to the gap in League One with our new players?
Oh, definitely. The gap between us and League One was a chasm, to be honest. We finished 19 points ahead, and we were on sort of sleepwalking finish for the last 10 games. So and this season, you've spent, was it 30 odd million pounds on your squad? Yeah. I'd be asking for my money back if you hadn't closed the gap, if you know what I mean. I would still say that there is a gap. I still think our squad, when fully fit, is better. Like you said, I would totally agree. The gap has closed.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because it's Lexi. I'm wondering whether you're talking about Doyle for us, and Aaron saying, "Me too, Ken. We're going to get hammered, aren't we?" Aaron's pretending to work now. He said, I did say to him the other day, he's at work, and I said, "There's not going to be much welding being done in the next couple of hours, I don't think."
He's not working. He's been tweeting to me for the last 20 minutes before I came on. He isn't working one bit.
I need a photo of him at work just to prove it, and then I know he's not doing anything. He must be a supervisor or something. Like, seriously, you just can't be.
No, he supervises machines that do the work.
I know that's what he says.
So, that's what he says he does. So, sure. In fairness, I've seen people watching Netflix while driving trains. So, how hard can it be to send out a few tweets at work?
Yeah, absolutely. Watching / trolling. There you go. What's probably Aaron? And Josh is in makeup. Yeah, well, Josh has been in makeup for the last 2.5 hours, and they're saying they should just have him ready in time. So they're working on. Apparently, the hair needed a lot of work this morning.
Just making sure the dye doesn't run. So
yeah,
got to get those roots covered.
Yeah.
But no, so looking forward. Don't forget, everybody, because the game is on the hour today. So Josh will be in 5 minutes before the hour to cover this game, and we have got half an hour left. We've got plenty to cover. I'm happy.
It's not on the hour. Is it on the hour?
On the hour.
45. Oh, okay.
Yep, cool. On the hour. So I do think I do like our lineup. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah,
now look, we can't have, like I said, the only way we can potentially have a better lineup is if Kakachi was fit. We can't argue about one player out, and everybody else is on the bench and available, essentially. So
yep. Okay, well, I am going to just, you guys keep going for a second. I've got a special treat for everybody.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. What do you think of the weather tonight? Windy and rain. Is that going to help you guys, or is it going to hurt you guys?
Well, notoriously last season, we had a few of these storms where we ended up playing. We played Charlton away in one of them, and not Charlton away, sorry. It was Northampton, I think it was, or something like that. And we were dreadful. And then we played Barnsley away in one of these storms, and it was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. And Barnsley were by far the better team, and we won 2-1. So who knows? I do wonder whether his team selection has had the conditions in mind. I wonder why. I'm wondering if that's why you play Dykes, because Dykes doesn't give you anything other than the physicality from winning the ball in the air. He's not great with the ball at his feet. He won't interchange into play. He's a bit like Kiefer Moore. He's just a big bruiser, which I don't get why you're playing, because the team doesn't play to those strengths. We're not just going to bomb balls in the box. So I sit there and question, well, what does he add then? So maybe it is the conditions. Maybe we will go more direct rather than trying to play it out.
Well, guys, just without further ado, let's go. Oh, what happened there? I thought I'd know. Oh, there was an issue. Let's try the file. Okay, I'll try it again. Didn't work. That wasn't good. Let's have a look. Let's try that once more. Oh my God, it's not working. Yeah, it's a fake. It's a fake picture. Like, Aaron sent me a picture of himself working, and for whatever reason, this file is not uploading.
Send it to me in Discord, and I'll sort it.
It's in Discord.
Oh, it's in Discord. Okay, I'll jump out for a second.
That's where I grabbed it from. So yes, but I'll just bring myself back up here. So no, but anyway, yeah. Well, interesting, John. Then, I mean, I think our lineup, obviously, same lineup, typical Parky. Run them hard, run them into the ground. But again, we've got a 2-week break, so I sort of don't really have an issue with it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would have preferred a few players that played against Sheffield Wednesday. Like I said, five changes to me is a bit of a surprise. However, having experienced the Championship for many, many years, 3 games in a week, the third game is the killer. The third game is always the one where, if you're on a good run, I've seen it many times with Blues, like the third game, you go in there with the Eustace, we used to do it a lot, where the third game you'd make 1, maybe 2 changes, but the core of the team would be the same team that played midweek. And you'd go out on like the Saturday or the Friday, and all of a sudden it's just flat, because there isn't the sharpness or the energy, because you've had 2 brutal games before. So maybe we're hanging on to some sort of hope that maybe the 2 games previously catch up with your starting lineup. That's why we've made the changes, to get energy. I don't believe it myself, if I'm honest. It's a straw grasping exercise.
Yep. Well, there it is. Thanks, Paddy. How good's that? Now, we don't really know that's him either, just quietly. Look at it.
It's like, who's looks the right colour.
Yeah, who's Darth Vader? You know, like, seriously. Yes.
I mean, you can tell what's happened there. He's literally ran out the office, gone to somebody and said, quick, can I borrow your helmet? And just stuck it on. I mean, that's what's happened, isn't it?
Meanwhile, in the office, leather couch.
Yeah.
90-inch television. Yeah.
Coffee machine brewing in the corner.
Orlandia, where is just Josh will be on in another 20 minutes, 25 minutes, guys. Yeah, Syria, absolutely. Is that even him? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't know it's him. It's not true. It's all fake news. Fake news, as they say. Someone was mentioning before, looking forward to Kabore versus Cochrane. Thinks Kabore is going to tear Cochrane apart. I don't know. I don't know much about Cochrane, John. I'd have to get your thoughts on him as a defender.
Well, Kabore's got all the attributes to really give him a tough. He struggles against pace, but as I said on Tactical Fortitude last night, it will be interesting to see how we play, because obviously Gray plays out on that wide as well. So I'm sure, like I said last night, Gray will be designed to push high up and essentially push Kabore back, because you're not going to let. Is it Cleworth that plays? Is he the right-sided?
Yeah, he's in the right side.
Yeah. So then you're not going to want Cleworth dealing with Gray. So I would imagine Kabore is going to have to essentially come back and cover Gray, and I assume you will double up on him. So I'm sure the game plan playing Roberts and Gray wide will be to essentially force your wing backs not to be forward. They're going to have to come back because you won't be able to just leave them in space, because we will find them. Because the last thing you will want is Gray running one-on-one against Cleagworth, to be honest.
Okay. We generally don't allow that anyway, because we are so heavy defensive. If you look at the Leicester match that we just had, both of the boys were taken off right and left wing after the 60 minutes because they were absolutely wrecked from doing defensive duties and trying to rush forward to get into attacking positions as well. So I wouldn't expect much difference there. I'm actually surprised how well Kabore does come back and defend. He does come all the way back to the baseline even at different times to defend. So he's on his defensive duties, which is a Parky kind of trait from everybody this year and last year.
Yep, I'm starting to see all my Aussie friends wake up. Morning, Hip Karma. Morning, Wayne. Good to see you here in the channel. Good, because we're heavy Blues supporters tonight, which we're happy about. Good to see you all, guys. But yeah, it's
and just while we do have some extra supporters tonight for this big match, let's remind everyone we are very close to that 3,000 mark. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, we would certainly love it if you helped us get over that little 1,000 mark. You know, all these little marks that people want to hit. It looks nicer with a 3 than a 2.9. So.
And absolutely, and come on in, watch a few shows. You'll get plenty of John talking about his favourite team.
And myself and John do Champ Chat, which is a bit more championship oriented than Wrexham. We try not to focus too heavily on Wrexham, so that would be one, especially during the week, that is kind of a bit more gauged to everybody, all the fans of the championship.
Yeah, we try and keep it quite neutral, don't we, in those shows? So
yeah, we go over all the teams, the matches, and try and bring up any suitable topics that have come up during the week and have a discussion on those. That is Monday night for those in the UK, and then morning or evening for Australia and America.
And even if you don't like John, you can listen to Paddy and Aaron.
This is true, and I wouldn't blame him.
Well, we all have our moments. We all say some great stuff and some stupid stuff at times.
Absolutely. So, John, did you end up having to go pick up your dad? Did he come and watch it, or did you decide to stay?
No, he's decided to watch it from home. I've already had a lovely phone call of going, why have you, when I sent in the team sheet that released on Twitter or X, I got a phone call and said, why are you sending me fake news? It's like, no, that's really the lineup. And he was like, you're lying to me. You're lying. I was like, no. And he was just like, what has he done? What has he done? Was his remark. He's very pessimistic and not very happy with the team lineup in the slightest. So
I can understand why he's a bit pessimistic and upset. I mean, look at his progeny. I mean, this
is true. Always a disappointment.
No need for that now.
we all say it tongue in cheek. We all have fun. It's all good. So like we always say down here in Australia, if you don't give it, if you can't take it. So no, but I mean, look, last game before the break, the coming to Wrexham again, brand new pitch since it came last time. Going to be interesting. Their brand new lineup. I really hope we get the win tonight. I really do. I mean, it'd be great for us going into the break to get the win. I mean, I think you guys might even be happy with a point tonight.
Yeah, probably. Part of me kind of thinks he needs a result after picking that lineup. It needs to work. I don't know what it is with us playing you away. We always seem to have injuries when it's you against, like last season we missed our entire midfield against you. This season we seem to be missing God knows how many players. So it'll be nice to actually play with a full strength side one of these days.
So Do you think then Davies could say, like, at the end of the game, okay, so play it out, get a win, then it's all easy. Get a draw. Oh, could you get a draw away? The classic post-match commentary. If you lose, it could be, well, we're full of injuries, had to rotate players, yada, yada, yada. So, a bit tough when you're down all our best players. And he could sort of blame the fact that he didn't have a full squad.
Yes and no, really. But I think the sensible Birmingham fans will turn around and say, well, you've left some of your better players on the bench. So it weren't the fact they weren't available. They were available. You just didn't pick them. So.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. It's a lot of subplots in this game, really, especially for you guys. I mean, for us, Windass, and Paddy mentioned before the photo of Windass's ankle was from a couple of games ago, Paddy.
Yeah. It was from the Saturday match.
So he backed up and played on it already. So it would only be better now than what it was. So that's a good thing. Hopefully, but like I did say at the beginning of the show, John, that if I was one of your defenders, I would be testing that ankle out.
Knowing Jack Robinson the way he is, he's going to go straight through Windass in the first couple of minutes because that's the type of player he is.
Well, there you go. We'll look for that. We'll look for that through the game.
A dirty effort, then, is he?
Oh yeah, he's a red card waiting to happen. I mean, he got 2 yellows against Coventry and sent off in the first half. So let's. What more evidence do you want?
He's distant cousins to James McLean and George Dobson, because that's our guys for cards for sure.
Yeah, but McLean, he's a bit clever with it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not strictly dirty. He doesn't go in for bad tackles.
No, I'm not saying dirty. I'm just saying playing hard.
Yeah, Robinson is a typical Scouse hard man who, when he wins a tackle, he makes sure that he gets the person and he tries to do a bit of damage. He's that sort of defender.
Yeah.
Sure. Tom Wagner on Sky Sports at the moment.
Yep. And one of your friends here, John Robinson's there for a good time, not a long time.
Sounds about right.
Yep. So no, it would be very interesting. So we're cracking through. So would be very good. Where's Zipcana? So nice to see 3K. We might have, I don't know. We might have tipped over the 3,000K mark by the sounds of it, Paddy, on YouTube. So our number doesn't update live on our channel, but that'll be the next thing for Josh to update when he comes on the watch along, which will be exciting. Yeah, remember, Webby's into us. Now it's starting. Here we go. Although, remember how cocky you were all getting after Wrexham had such a great start last season, and then Steno stepped up and brought you back to reality. Yeah, well, look, I mean, we always thought last season, Webby, that Birmingham were going to win the league. It was obvious you guys had the best team last year.
Apart from Josh, who at least got to, I think it was February before he accepted we were probably going to win the league.
Yeah, but Josh, and I don't blame Josh. That's just a hardcore fan. He is a true epitome of a hardcore fan, Josh. He will not waver from his squad. So there we go. John Emler feeling a Broadhead win. And someone mentioned that way back earlier in the chat too. Thought Broadhead might be the difference coming on. But I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see when the subs are made tonight. I'm tipping still 75 minute mark for Parky. What's Davies' modus operandi with rotation, John, typically?
He will usually go around the 60-minute mark if it's all going sort of, not to plan, but, as normal. If he does see something at half time that needs to change, he will change it. He's not shy of making changes as and when it needs to happen. So the one thing I would say in his credit is he is very tactically switched on. I would guarantee probably within the first 20 minutes, you will find our goalkeeper will go down with a injury, and Davis will have the whole team on the touchline because he will have figured out what you're doing on the night within the first 20 minutes, and he will make change. He does it all the time where he makes subtle tweaks to things depending on how the opposition set up. Does it pretty much near enough every match. So
okay, should be a yellow card for that then.
Do you know what? I actually think it should be, but there's no way the refs can do anything about it.
There's no way they can know when it's real and when it's not, and yeah. Now, in fairness, if we're going to go down that road, this is one reason where I do like the idea of going back over a match afterwards and having retrospective action against teams. So if you became known for specifically delaying matches for that reason, and you could show a pattern over multiple matches in a row at roughly the same time, then you could retrospectively do something about it. But I do like that idea for like red card, yellow card, stuff like that. But personally, what I would also do is they should be doing it for their referees. Is they should be looking at matches and kind of grading them as to how well they did, and have a better system there for automatically kind of looking after the refs.
What would you make that penalty?
Oh, for the refs? No, well, that would be you get downgraded.
So like the retrospective penalty for a team, what would you make that penalty, Paddy?
I don't know, 2-point deduction or something, I suppose, would be.
Oh,
you'd have to do something if it's if it's a multiple team issue. And otherwise, if it's a player, then you just pull them out for a match. It's easy with the player because the team still get to have their 11.
Okay. Yeah. John, your thoughts on that?
I admire the idea. The points deduction one's a little bit, shall we say, on the harsh side. I think that would never get voted for by the peers. What I could see, or what they could do, would be some halfway house that if it's a regular player that goes down, maybe a couple of games suspension in retrospect, or if it's, say, a manager getting a team over constantly for tactical breaks, shall we say, maybe touchline bans for a couple of games.
That's where I thought you were going, Paddy. And then you said 2 points. I went, whoa.
Yeah, look, first of all, I don't think their implementation is good enough in general anyway. So I don't think they'd be able to pull something like that off. But the idea of touchline bans, I don't mind. But the fact that they don't even control that well enough, you know what I mean? A touchline ban should essentially be a stadium ban. You don't travel with the team. Your assistant managers have to deal with it. And that's it. Now the problem is these days, like, you can be on camera phones and all this sort of stuff, and you can still kind of be involved, but it can't be controlled too well. But you at least shouldn't be in the stadium. You should be watching from afar on a microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think when a manager gets a ban, he shouldn't be allowed at the stadium for the next game. Like if he's banned from the touchline, I actually think it should be not at the stadium. That's my opinion. But yeah. Because like you say, you can just sit in the stand, come down, you can deliver the right news at halftime, head back up to the stand. Yeah. I mean, and I get the camera phone thing, but it's not as good as being at the ground.
It's not, no.
You don't see the whole pitch in one go.
And there are slight delays on the TV as well, so it's not much, but it's still maybe 60 seconds behind or whatever from the live feed at the actual ground, which just slows everything down. There's no automatic, tell them to do something right now. So,
John, these sort of comments are the sort of comments that get fans banned from the channel.
I think you usually say that when it's anyone else but you, actually, Ken, to be honest.
That's true.
Yeah. I can say I did see a pattern emerge. So
yeah, I'll be the one that'll cop a 1 game ban.
Banned from your own house for 1 game.
Yeah. Funny. No, that's so good. Well, I mean, look, we're flying through. I mean, we've got about 9 minutes left, guys, so it's really good. So you'll play your standard formation. We'll play our standard formation, definitely looking at our lineup. So it's modus operandi for both squads except for your lineup, which obviously you're not too happy about. And, I mean, I guess the only thing that could probably change your tune is if your team performs well tonight with this lineup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, which, they're not bad players. That's the thing. They're not terrible players. So they have it in their locker to turn up and perform. I will just be surprised if they do. So, But yeah, it's in more hope than expectation, shall we say.
Okay. Paddy, your thoughts? Are we going to, you're thinking like the normal sort of avenues? Are we hoping? I mean, O'Brien had such a great last game against Leicester. If he puts in that sort of performance tonight, that's going to cause you a lot of headaches in defence.
Yeah, if you're weak in midfield and we can actually manage to exploit that, this could look like a very different game from us. You'll still dominate the possession no matter what. That's not going to change, because we're still essentially going route one and immediate attack once we get possession of the ball. That hasn't changed. The patterns we're using to get there are different, and we're holding the ball a little bit longer and playing more short passes, which I like to see. So if we get a little bit of control in the midfield, we might see that. Something in between the last two matches where we had Derby and we were running all over their midfield, and then we had Leicester, who we just couldn't, we couldn't get hold of the ball for long enough at all.
Yeah.
So something in between today might look good. And I think we will try and pressure and try and be on the front foot, being a home match and being the big event. And the crowd will certainly, I would hope, be up for it, and pushing that from the early stage. So let's see how lively everything starts.
Yeah, very interesting. Going to be very interesting to see how it starts. Do you think either team will press much in this game, boys?
I think we will, because it's kind of our sort of mantra. Dykes won't, because he's not capable, but he's not. He's a big lump, he might press somebody in the wing by half time. But no, obviously with Stansfield, Roberts, and Gray, you've got mobility and pace there to close people down. So there is no doubt we will do that. And Leonard and Paik are not slow either. They will close down in midfield. I'm just not convinced physically they have it about them to really upset midfield, but they will close down and close spaces down.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Steve Barton's commentary is hilarious. Seriously, guys, if you get a running joke about Josh being in makeup, oh, the horror. Josh has had a bad reaction to the eyeliner and makeup, scrambling to get some cold cream on him. Well, he's going to come out. He's going to look pretty, and it's all going to be fine.
Yeah, there was a comment there about our defense not being amazing, and yeah, that's interesting. But we have gotten a lot stronger in the last couple of matches. Our biggest defense problems were in the earlier stage, but we do have Doyle playing tonight, so that will be very interesting. Brunt is out, Doyle is in. Now that could go a couple of different ways.
Either way,
he could be just as solid as Brunt, which is okay, but Brunt has a mistake in him. Or he could be amazing. We have seen signs he can be good at the start of the season, but he had a couple of occasions where he wasn't great. I would still say that was with our weaker team before we got all our players in. So hopefully with a strong team around him, he'll look good tonight. So that is one to maybe pay attention to, is to see how he lines up with everybody, because he hasn't been playing.
Well, that was pre-Heim and Sheaf.
Yeah,
who have
Heim and Sheaf.
Yeah. Yep. And I did notice earlier that, my comments on the defence is that since Sheaf and Heim have started, we have been solid. You're absolutely right, John. I did notice Sean, Brum supporter, we're slow and predictable. Anyone with a bit of quality will find playing us easy.
That's harsh. The one thing with the goals that we have let in, a lot of them have either come from a counter where we have been really high attacking and you've just got a quick break, leaving you almost one-on-one with a keeper, or it has come from a mistake, a solid mistake somewhere that has allowed you through into a great position. So it's kind of incumbent on us not to get caught like that. And if we could stop those mistakes, we can have a very good game.
Well, there you go. And there's the evidence of Hyman Sheep. And then he's right. It is only averaging 1 goal a game in defence as opposed to 2 before they came in. Yeah. So, Yeah, that's a very good comment. And like, that is the one thing. Our for and against, like you guys this season, just haven't got attack going. You've only scored 7 goals in the first 8 games, John.
Yeah, I still put that down to Davis not really knowing his best front four. It's kind of, I think, as a lot of pundits or a lot of Blues podcasts have said, it's kind of Gray and Stansfield and 2 others, and the 2 others do keep getting chopped and changed. So there's never any sort of consistency there. I mean, Kyogo, I still say I'm surprised Kyogo's not playing. I know he's missed a boatload of sitters. There's no dressing it up. He should be sat on about 8 goals by now this season. But the one thing he does do is his movement is Premier League elite quality. His movement off the ball is unbelievable.
It's opening people.
Yeah, him playing instantly means the defensive line have to drop 5 yards deeper because they're just too scared of his movement behind them. So it instantly pushes a whole team 5 yards deeper. Tonight, like with Dykes, you'll be able to push 5 yards further forward because Dykes is not going to run behind. So there's no fear of that. Whereas Kyogo naturally pushes a team deeper. And I think we look more dangerous. We look like we're more dangerous and likely to score when he's on the pitch. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, fair enough. Well, guys, look, we're only just over 10 minutes away from kickoff. So we're 5 minutes away from Josh coming in for the watch along. Now, so let's get into our final wrap up for the game. I've tipped 3-1. Paddy, you've tipped 3-1. And John, our other Wrexham supporter, has tipped 2-1. Not confident in his own team tonight. So I understand that because I tipped against Wrexham a game or so ago. I get it. It's you got to look after the people that have backed you in the footy tipping competition. Where are we seeing goals coming from tonight, boys? Where do you think?
Set pieces.
Do you know what though? Our set pieces are horrendous.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Corners,
music for my ears.
Maybe. No, they have been. We've been absolutely terrible on them. Now I'd love to see a couple tonight. And even our corners are not amazing, but we've got on the end of 1 or 2 of them. So let's see. Kabore didn't have an amazing match last week. He was trying a lot, lots of different attacking angles. But I think he got a little bit too fancy in the Leicester match, personally. But if he has a good game tonight, that'll be where all our attack will come from. If he can get in behind your man there, he'll be swinging balls in from every angle.
Did you just read Time Copper, John?
No. I just read Sean's message about Grounds, because Jonathan Ground. He's on about Jonathan Ground. Jonathan Grounds is an ex-player of ours who is now one of our coaches and does our set piece coaching, which is dreadful. But I just remembered when he mentioned Grounds. I just remembered Jonathan Grounds when he was a player many years ago. His wife blocked me on Twitter because he was useless as a player, and she didn't like me calling him out every week.
John making friends and influencing people. There we go. Well, boys, I think that's a good place to leave it. Give everybody a chance to duck out, grab something to eat, grab a drink before they get in 5 minutes' time with Josh. So thanks for coming in today, John. Really appreciate it.
I would say good luck, but I would be lying. So
Fair enough. And Paddy, good as always.
Yes, let's end on Sea Lord of Bravos with a bombshell. Just win. I care not about the specifics or the scoreline.
So, guys, 5 minutes to Josh with the watch along. Straight after Josh, you'll have Wrexham Time with Paddy. Get in. If you haven't hit the hit the like button, subscribe. It only takes a second. And enjoy the game. Let's go, Wrexham.
See you after the match, everyone. Bye.